Teach Radio. Teach to Teach Radio. Education for all, for all, for all. Education for all, for all, for all.
I am Alhaji Muhammad Al-Hassan Karim, your regular host for T2T Radio. Today we have a topic on balancing domestic chores, farming and income generating activities to discuss. And with me to discuss this topic are Mr. Shani, Madam Shaibu Naima, and Mr. Isaka, all veteran discussants, and they are teachers, of course. Yeah. We are happy to have them in our studio today. Please, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome.
Thank you.
As I said, our topic is balancing domestic chores, farming and income generating activities. And this is as against the child's learning. Mr. Isaka, let's start with you. It is said that children are often engaged in household chores or labor instead of attending school. Can you give some examples of what kind of work children are engaged in our homes?
Thank you so much. Alhaji, when we talk of domestic chores or household chores, it simply refers to the roles that we assign to our children in our various homes. And most of the times, they are the physical work that we assign them to do. And some of them include farming activities, allowing them to partake in farming activities. Why do I say so? Most parents engage their children of school-going age into those activities, which in a way can be taken as a hard labor. Because at a point, based on, if you look at the Ghana Constitution, or there's a particular act that states that a child who is not up to the age of 15 years should not be engaged in a particular activity or household chores. So from 10 up to 14, you should engage these children into that.
Especially
and
labor.
One of those activities or chores that I mentioned is just the farming activity, or the farming.
Let's go to Madam Naima. Do you have something to add?
Thank you, Alhaji. Also, one of the domestic or hard labor that our parents engage their children with is household chores. They engage these children to be doing all sorts of donkey or hard labor in the house, like washing of clothing. If it is left with only the particular child's clothing, that one will be okay. Maybe sometimes they will add the siblings or even the parents' clothing, they will add it to the girl. The girl that is not up to 13 or 12 years, they will give it to her to wash, after which she will come to school. Or engaging her into washing of bowls. Maybe late at night, by the time she will sleep, she will be tired. The following morning, she doesn't have the energy to come to school. Or she will even come to school and be sleepy.
Okay, to add to what she just said, some parents also engage these children in, let's say, petty trading. Some of them are also into taking care of their siblings.
Yeah.
And all these things will stress them up. And at the end of the day, there will be some conflicts between their work at home and then at school as well.
Let's consider the kind of work that, the labor activities that they assign to these children, which we see as inappropriate and in a way also affect the children's learning. Let's see some of these examples.
I would like to say a little bit on this because one of the labor work that some of these children do go through at home is petty trading. Some of them after school, you even be surprised to see a child carrying things to sell, even in the uniform, school uniform.
Once in her school uniform.
While in the uniform. So, and what happens is that some of them might sell till in the evening, and once they come back from the trade, they are exhausted and they are tired. The only thing they can do is to eat and sleep. No studies, no nothing. And in the morning, they have to get up, sweep, and before they even, and some of them even go on that petty trade again in the morning before they can even get to school. And when they go to school, they are tired. Some of them even sleep in class.
Right.
We have all these cases. Okay. Sometimes, as teachers, we do try to make more inquiries as to why some of these kids sleep in class. But whenever we try to find out, these are some of the results that we get.
Teach to Teach Radio. Teach to Teach Radio. Education for all, for all, for all.
To add up to what Mr. Sani just said, I happens to meet a girl who was about 5-6 years. I met this girl on the way, and then I asked, she was still in her uniform as he rightly mentioned. She was carrying banana at the same time holding polythene bag, which I think was there was groundnut and other stuff inside. So I could see from the look at her, I could see that this girl was suffering. So I happened to have a conversation with her. Before she could bring down the load, we struggled. I myself, being an adult, I was struggling before bringing it down. So I tried to question her. So who happens to give you this particular job? Or why are you carrying something which is heavy like this? And then she said that it was the mom that tasked her to do that. I then asked, why? Are you not attending school? She said yes, she was attending, she used to attend. Look at that age, she said she used to attend. But later the mother realized that there was nobody at home to help her. So, and that was why she had no choice than to give the tax to her own daughter. So I didn't have anything to do than just to buy some of the banana, just to reduce the load for her. So I think with regards to the example that I've just said, if parents could portion the job assigned to their children, it will be good for both the child and you as a parent. Simply because at that age, the child still has certain things to develop. So if you continue to load her with heavy objects or heavy things, or to tax her more, it can even reduce her concentration when it comes to educational. When she happens to go to school.
Can we hear from you?
Yeah,
we are looking at those labor activities that are not appropriate for the children, that affect their learning. We have some experience that you have.
We have. I even encountered one in my class.
Wow.
Yeah. A similar story as Mr. Arnold just said. A girl about 11 to 12 years. Always she comes to school late. And whenever she comes again, she sleeps in class. So one day I called her and asked her why she always sleeps in class. And she told me that she's not with her mother. She's with a relative, the caretaker.
Okay.
So I should come to the house and talk to the mother. When I went to the house, I called the woman and I asked her why the girls comes to school late and always sleep in class. And she told me that she's the only female among the family. That's the brother's daughter, and they gave the girl to her. Yeah. So the girl wakes up early in the morning, she fetches water. After that, she baths the siblings before she comes to school. When she comes back from school, she'll take maize to the milling ground. Okay. She'll grind the maize, comes back, cook dessert in the evening again for them to eat. Wow. After eating, she'll wait when everybody finish eating. Maybe that will be around 8 to 9. That's the time she wash the bowls before she goes to sleep. Wow. That's why she comes to school late and sleep always. And I told the mother, the caretaker, that even if she cannot stop her from doing all these things, she can at least minimize the workload. Okay. The siblings are not all that small, and they are boys. She can divide some of the work to them to be doing, so that she will also be able to cook in class.
Teach to Teach Radio. Teach to Teach Radio. Education for all, for all, for all.
Let's have, maybe one of you would have had a personal experience in something of this nature that actually affected you. one way or another. Yes, let's
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
Mr. Shani, it looks like you want to say your own experience.
Yeah, some of us are from villages, so we went through these things.
Yeah.
I, for one, at my primary school time, somewhere P2 to P4,
Yeah.
I was made to take care of my grandfather's kettle.
How many were they? Do you remember the number?
Well, I can't remember the number.
But they were many.
Yeah, there were many.
That's right.
There were many.
Good.
And what happens is that some of us were going to school, and some were in school. They were not attending. Some were in the house. They were not attending school. So these were the people who would go to the bush with the kettle, and after school, I have to look for them again. So when I go, we'll come back late in the evening.
Yeah.
So by the following morning, I'll still be sleeping because of the work I had to go through in the evening. So I was exhausted. Even at my primary time, from basic 1 to basic 5, it affected me a lot. Can you believe in basic 5, I couldn't even write my own name on my exercise?
Serious?
Yeah, it affected me.
Okay.
So there was even a time I had to drop out. I dropped out in basic 5 because there was no improvement in my education.
You couldn't see your way through.
Yeah, I couldn't see my way through. So it was later my mom who there was one day I just came back from the bush. My mom sat me down, gave me some counseling. So I went back to school and then I picked it up.
Great.
Though when I went back to school, I stopped.
Following the kettle.
Yeah, following the
Is
kettle.
your mom educated?
Yeah, my mom is not educated. She's
Very
a
good.
petty trader. She's still alive self, and whenever she sees
Thanks
me,
to her.
Yeah, thanks. I want to use this opportunity to thank my mom very much for that wonderful words that she gave me then.
The support.
And even as at now, she's still supporting me because sometimes she still advises me on life, how to live my life. She still advises me. So I encourage all parents to do same because my mom, to me, is a genius. She always gives me good advice in life.
Thank you very much. I think Mr. Isaka is nodding his head. I don't know whether you have a personal experience.
I have.
Please, let's hear you.
Just as I was trying to put myself into his shoe,
Okay.
because I happen to have similar experience, but at the primary level up to the junior high level.
Okay.
I was once a track pusher.
Okay.
Will you imagine at that age? 8, 9, 10, I was a track pusher, putting heavy loads on my back.
Wow. Strong man.
And what could be the cause? That wasn't our source of livelihood, but it came to support us in a way.
Okay.
Because naturally, I was coming from a very poor background, but in terms of financial status.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what to do because looking at how my mom was struggling just to make me to become one day a better person in the near future. I could see she was trying all her possible best. But what could I also do? Could I just fold my arms and look at her do that? No, I have to also support.
Yeah.
That made me to go and then engage myself into this hard labor. So we start from morning to evening. And what you could be given was maybe 1 Ghana cedi. So
As
with
at
that,
then.
yes, as I then.
Yeah, so.
And that was from 2005, 2006, 2004, 2005. So you could see the value of money by then. It was more easy to even come by even 50 pesos.
Okay.
But I could manage up to get something like 1 cedi. So through that, my mom was using to purchase certain things, some basic needs that I may need in my.
So let me also chip in. Was it affecting you in your education?
In a way, it was affecting me.
Okay.
Because it was very stressful. After the whole, you know how track pushing is.
Yeah.
Pushing, carrying heavy loads. Yes, it wasn't an easy thing. But I couldn't do any other thing.
It's not an
I couldn't
easy
do
thing.
otherwise.
All right.
Just to involve myself.
Yeah, I
in
think
that.
we've had.
So which really affected me in my education.
Very good.
Teach radio. Teach to teach radio. Education for all.
Can we, I think we have mentioned some recommendations that we should give to our caregivers regarding this balancing household chores as well as other labor activities. Do we have other, as a way of wrapping up, other recommendations that will give? Just 30 seconds for you.
Yeah, what I would like to say out to parents out there is that they are really trying their best. It isn't that we don't know. We know they are trying their best. But what I would like them to do is at least reduce some of the workloads that they do give to these children. At least they can minimize it.
Okay.
And also at least make the children see the chores they are giving them as a form of learning and not a burden on them.
All right.
That's what I just have to say.
What I have to say is they should allow them some space to activate in school or take part in school activities.
To add up to all what they said, it's just a plea. I'm pleading with parents. Even though we have all gone through some of these things, but looking at how we went through it, it was more or less better than what we see today. So they should try as much as possible. Even if they can't stop everything, but they should try to reduce the workload on us. Because there's some more time for us.
Thank you very much. All too soon, we have come to the end of our program. With me, on the discussion, regarding the discussion, Mr. Shani, Madam Shaibu Naima, and then Mr. Isaka. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming and making time with us.
Welcome.
Teach Radio. Teach Radio.
Hi, this is Wiyala. I support Teach to Teach because education changes lives, especially for girls. So let's take advantage of the positive impact education can have on our lives, our communities, and our people.
Teach Radio. Apagababo, adababo, mejan sigin suku. Education for all, for all, for all. Education for all, for all.